How you doing? This is Sean from Restabilization Creations, and I wanted to give you guys the color version. The halide's not on right now, but it's the Kessel, and it's on probably around a 14K at this point. It's starting to get a little bit more blue, but it's not like it was with just the Actinics a few days ago. I did want to go over one other thing that happened, and I meant to do it before on the last update. I started to get a teeny bit of an alkalinity swing a few days ago before that video. So it was actually maybe about a week ago, and luckily I was checking that day, and it wasn't on an off day. So what I did was I just decided to test it out of the blue, because I was testing every day for about a week straight, and then I decided, well, let me just test because I haven't tested it in 2 days, and I thought everything was stable. But when you have a dosing pump, the lines that come in, I don't think I can show it to you in here. You're not going to make it out with the sump, but you'll have your sump, and then you have your 2 lines or 3 lines if you're dosing magnesium or calcium. But most of the time you're dosing alkalinity more than anything else. Some people go through calcium just as much as alkalinity, but my system doesn't. My calcium kind of stays where it needs to be for a long period of time. After maybe a week or so, it starts to drop off, but I get slower growth because of nutrients right now. I don't have my phosphates and nitrates dialed in correctly yet. I'm just getting used to the zeovit, just getting used to what I got to do and maintenance it properly, and I don't have the time to stay on it totally. I'm sure I'll get all the kinks worked out. It's definitely a lot better than I have with my other systems for SPS, just because of me being able to take care of these pieces. But I go through alkalinity more, is what I'm trying to say, than anything else. So I think it's using it. It's just not using it like some people would if they have their nitrates and phosphates perfect for growth. So what had happened is, it was dosing regularly. I have a dose 3 times a day, and the end of it got clogged. So when it was dosing, it wasn't dosing. And what I had to do is I had to go in there and pinch the end of the tubing just to release all the hard stuff that was bound up inside there when it was starting to dose, and then it started to dose correctly again. So my alkalinity dropped from, I think, around about 8 DKH to maybe 6.9 in one day. It dropped right down. So I fixed the problem, and I dosed a little bit, and now it's back up. I have it a little bit lower now, somewhere around 7.3 at that point for DKH, because I'm reading parts per million now. So it fluctuates right around there. But I did want to give you a color update and give you that tip to make sure you check that the end of your dose, if you use a doser, you check that hose where your alkalinity comes out, because it can, just like when it doses into the system, you'll see it gets cloudy when you dose alkalinity. Well, that stuff actually can get cloudy inside the tube and then clog it. So just go in there every so often and pinch the end of the tube so you don't end up with the same problem as me when you're not paying attention for a couple days, because it's really easy to start relying on the dosing pump, because that's what you have it for. But little maintenance things like that help you out a great deal. I did a small water change on here today. I did about maybe 8 gallons. That's usually what I do per week, somewhere around 8 gallons. I figured that's plenty. It's probably around a 100-gallon tank. So I wanted to make sure I get that done every so often. So what I will say, I'll show you these corals now. I'll give you a better view of them now with the colors. Somebody on there that complained I was going too fast in the very beginning. It complained that I wasn't giving you the proper spectrum. And it's really hard with this camera. I don't have the greatest camera to give you the best spectrum. Like I said, I'm a cheaper reefer, and I'm not perfect either. So when I do the times that I'm showing these corals are probably not the perfect times, because the actinics are on or whatever. But it's when I think of it. So I'm not always going to be perfect about when I do it. But I do want to give you that is a better view of the pearlberry and the tricolor. Now, hold on one second. I just want to give you the colors. You can see that There's still a lot of purple on that tricolor. If I go in too much, you're not really getting the color so much. This camera is actually an underwater camera, so at some point I was thinking about doing an update with the camera in the water, and then this way you could really get some colors and some up close videos of this. At some point I might very well do that. But you might be able to make out some of the white on the pearlberry now. And obviously on the tricolor you can see that there's some definite nice deep purple color. And the polyps look good. That blueberry stag in the back looks pretty good still. It's hanging in there. It's got some nice blue on it now. And of course that highlighter stag that I was talking about. Like I said, I'm not really sure it's a highlighter, but that's what I've been calling it. It really doesn't have a specific name. I think they actually have a yellow highlighter. I don't think there is actually a green highlighter, so maybe I'm just creating my own name. But you can see at this angle the branches that are starting to pop out of it, and I'm pretty excited about that. But anyways, the A cans over here I was showing you that had the heads popping out. I mean, you could see all the ones on the side there. That looks great. The purple one I didn't show you last time has heads all along the sides. That was just one head when I purchased it. Because it's a purple one, it was more expensive. Same goes with this one over here. I have the cleaner thing in the way here. Little heads on every single side of that. I don't know if you can make it out that well. This is the green Slimer again. It actually, from the front, because I cleaned the glass more, you could see that it has extended its growth. And on the other side of the core, it looks really good because this side it doesn't get so much light from the halide. But yeah, a lot of the pieces are doing really well. The Bacillopora and the Stylophora are definitely growing. Those ones are probably the ones I would say I'd see the most growth in out of my whole tank. They're taking off. I mean, the Bacillopora looks like a big bunch now. It's got some pieces in the front facing me that extended out. This piece, the Stylophora right there, has gotten much taller. I mean, when I had it in first started, it was probably around here, and you can see it's all the way up to there now. It's really grown taller. And this is that piece. You couldn't see it before because I had the Hawkins in the way, and now I put the Hawkins near the bottom because it's kind of receding. It's not doing very well, the Hawkins. Hawkins are very sensitive, and it was RTN from the very beginning. I probably should have fragged it or glued it, and I did not. But that is the pink Tyree Pink Lemonade right there, back there. You can't make out any colors on it at all. When the halides on it would just bleach it out, and you wouldn't be able to make out the colors either. I really don't have the proper camera to show these colors. That is the Sour Patch right there. That came in actually free from one coral I bought. I think it was when I bought I forget which coral I bought when that one came free. I can't remember, but one of the companies gave it to me free. It might have been a company off eBay. If I can remember which one it is, I'll let you guys know. But that's that Certosa piece that I told you broke off and that I mounted. You could really see the color on that one, and you can see the color on the highlighter coral. And like I said, these are going to be the main pieces I focus on right there. The pearlberry, the tricolor, the highlighter, the blueberry in the back. Those are probably my 4 favorite pieces right now. All the other pieces, you know, I like the green Slimer, of course, but all the other pieces aren't like really specialty. And I just want to see if I can get these guys to stay alive and color up and stay healthy and what have you. So I'm going to clean the glass a little bit more, concentrate on just focusing on the zeovit dosing. You know, stay with the program, make sure I'm doing my water changes, keep the parameters correct, change my filter sock on time, all the regular maintenance husbandry that's going to keep this zeovit nice and stable. And that's the most important thing of any reef tank, is just having stability. Don't make any quick changes. Don't dose a lot to try to raise something. Don't add a lot of fresh water to lower the salinity, or add a lot of salt water to raise the salinity. You want to do everything very, very slow in a reef tank, and that's the most important thing I can tell you guys, is just do everything as slow as possible. And you know, of course, you want to monitor your alkalinity, because that's the only thing that's going to drop right out of the sky on a day-to-day basis. That sort of thing is very important. But right now, everything is going very smoothly in here. Nothing's RTN, and except for the Hawkins, and the Hawkins is kind of it's right here in the front. You can't make it out, but it wasn't doing very good. I got another Hawkins in the back on this side. It's a blue one, but this one was a green one, and I had it downstairs. I've had it for a long time. I had it downstairs, and it was hanging in there and dying and hanging in there. And Hawkins are sensitive. Some of them are very sensitive, and other ones are really good. And this one seemed to have been sensitive over the years. It's just been giving me a tough time. But everything else looks pretty good. I don't know if you can notice this. I'll get a couple more shots. This here is that. Excuse me with my botching of the camera again, but this is that. That, what do you call it? That galaxy again. And you can see some of the tentacles. I don't know if you can make it out, but some of the tentacles are really extending out now, so it's starting to get happy. You see that one long one flashing around? So even the galaxy is a little happy in here, which I think that this is one of the LPS type corals that like clean water. So I'm hoping that this gets more and more stable. These are the digitatas I tried to show you that I moved in the back. There's the red one, and there's the green one, and then back there, see if I can find it, right there is the purple one. Now, all three of them have shown growth in here. The purple one has some white tips, if you can make it out. The red one has some white tips, and the green one has some white tips. They're all doing very, very well. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys that quick update, let you know everything was going real well, and maybe I'll do an update, like I said, if I have any good reactions, bad reactions. But if I don't, I'm going to do a growth update in a while from now, and try to keep up with the videos. This is Reef Stabilization Creations, and I'm Sean, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos. I'll talk to you guys soon.